Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Living World of Darkness Mage venue. Tonight, in the rain and cold New York, Naomi Cross, the desperate homeless drug addict, ecstatic, is running from a lot of things right now, and has recently found an old, abandoned, dilapidated, and quite possibly condemned house in the fringes of Brooklyn. And in an effort to get out of the rain, get away from her fellow ecstatics, get away from the crazy people in the park, and not have the risks that comes with sleeping in a homeless squat, she will jimmy open finding sort of the door locked, she will jimmy open a cracked window and climb into this house. Are there any more details if you want to describe the house in any kind of detail?
It should have been condemned is a good way to put it. It's dusty, it's spiderwebby. The area around it, the trees are all gnarled and crazy looking. And while yeah, the door is locked, it's definitely an old enough building that she can give it a good rattle if she really wants. But the windows, whatever locking mechanism they might have had, must be completely rusted out or gone, because she doesn't have too hard a time leaving one open. Hell, one of them probably has a broken pane or two, so she can get a hand inside. But she'll notice that everything is creaky. There's not much avoiding it. It's just creaky and squeaky and horrible. So as she slips in through the window, she'll see what looks like you'd expect if in an abandoned home. Some really old furniture, sheets over most of it. Some of them maybe half dragged off, dust. About honestly what you'd expect. This would be one of the rooms that Brunhilde hasn't bothered to go in and fiddle with yet, because I mean, after all, that's a lot of sweeping for an old lady to do. So she's just not bothered with several of the rooms. And so it looks completely uninhabited.
Okay. So what Naomi is going to do is going to find a battered chair or something.
I mean, there's probably like a freaking fainting couch in there. It's so old, so she'll find something, assuredly.
Okay. Yeah, she will open a bag, take out a small rat or a large rat from it, who will run over a hand and nibble at a scar on her palm. And she will look at before placing next to her on the sofa. And he will quietly sit. And she will and then she will take out of her bag a shoelace, which she will tie around her arm, lifting up the sleeve of her jacket to reveal a sort of scarred and track marked arm. And tie out her arm. She'll then take a spoon, a small baggie and a lighter out of her bag, and a syringe which she will lay next to her. She pours the contents of the baggie onto the spoon and begins melting them with the lighter. And feel free to kind of jump in at any time. But
well, yeah. I mean, honestly, the only thing to note is that especially the longer she's there, the more the place feels a little off. It's very much the cliche, like, tingle you get when you feel like you're in a haunted house, like a legitimately haunted place, not just some Halloween shenanigans. It's a little unsettling, but at least initially there probably won't be much reaction. Um, after a while, I'll do a little thing. I'll let you finish your action here.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she'll melt the crystals in the spoon. Put the lighter away, draw them up with a syringe, tap for a vein, and shoot up.
And probably a little bit after she goes ahead and shoots up, a couple moments creep by. And eventually she will hear, of all things, kind of a light scritch scritch at the door, followed by a very consternated, like, "Meow."
And she will blink in alarm and grab the rat and hold it close to her chest. In fact, put it in a pocket of her coat. Take a small knife out of the bag, homemade shank. As currently, she just thinks it's a stray cat, no big deal. But you can never be too careful.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, nothing crazy happens. There will be a pause, and then a little more scritching, and then another pause, and then another, pretty loud, just "Meow" at the door.
Which point there'll be a cry of "Fuck off, stupid fucking cat!"
At which point there's a surprisingly quick, almost intelligent kind of "Meow" in response, and then the sound of hissing.
Yeah. Naomi will go and over to the door and open it.
And there's just a big, long-haired black cat. You know, big, classic golden eyes. He's probably, as he heard her moving, shuffled a bit further from the door, a step or two back, but it's just sitting there, staring, judging her as she opens the door.
She will jab the knife in its general direction.
It'll dance back a step. It's a bit away for a good reason, but it'll dance back a couple steps and arch and hiss and probably scamper off, yowling.
And she'll close the door and go back to her couch. Stray cat, annoying, gone.
And there will be another pause, as undoubtedly the cat has gone to go and rouse its what do you call the owner of a familiar? Its witch, whatever. And
yeah, like the owner, mage, whatever. Yeah.
Yep, has gone to rouse the mage, and sooner or later she'll hear it's very slow shuffling pace, not out in the hall, but further on in the house, presumably off in the more public room somewhere. And it's a shuffling gait with the clack of a walking stick that very, very slowly comes down the stairs. And
I'm just gonna roll.
Oh, go for it.
I'm just gonna roll perception alertness. No, she's zoned out.
Oh well, it's there. So Brunhilde will slowly creak her way down the stairs from the second floor, with Grimalkin yowling at her and just dancing around and being annoyed, and running up a couple steps, running down several more, running up a couple steps, running back and forth as she works her way down. And as she gets downstairs, she will start talking to the cat like crazy old ladies do. Be like, yes, I thought I already fed you. Why are you being a pest?
I'll roll P&A again if you start talking.
Go ahead. She's pretty loud. One might guess she was a little hard of hearing, if only because she's so damn loud.
which point, Naomi kind of snaps to a little bit more, pulls out the knife again, and yeah, we'll try and hide.
She will perhaps notice that at least initially, no one's coming for her. The witch has stopped in her kitchen and is rifling around while the cat yowls and paces, and generally just decides it's no fun to use various speeches to talk to the cat. So she's just puttering around, searching out the cat food. And eventually there's a yell from the, "Why'd you tip your bowl over? Ornery old cat."
3 successes, so that's 3 successes in the stealth roll. She's like hiding in the corner.
Goodness knows there's probably some tall lamp or something, and she's managed to slip behind the sheet, and with it being in the corner, there's not even a bump to give her away.
Yeah, and clutching the knife quite tightly.
And after some more argumentative babble from the kitchen, and the distinct sound of sweeping, very slow but very angry sweeping, she'll finally be like, all right, and start puttering very, very slowly in that general direction of the house, presumably down a hallway. And it's, shuffle, shuffle, clack, shuffle, shuffle, clack.
Yeah. When she hears the noise going away, Naomi will slink out of the shadows, still quite apprehensive. And clearly this room with its kind of dust sheets and stuff is disused for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, is going to kind of stay here for the moment, and try and bunk down here.
And eventually there'll be a cry of, "Where'd you get off to?" Meanwhile, there's the familiar scritching returns at the door.
And she'll go back to hiding.
And eventually, Brunhilde will get turned in the right direction and shuffle, shuffle, clack, shuffle, shuffle, clack.
2 successes.
Yep. And Brunhilde will get closer and closer, very slowly, to the door, and finally pause outside and kind of start scolding the cat. Be like, "What? Are there mice in there? Is that why you're so excited?" And eventually the door will leave her open with, a loud creak. It's pretty obvious where she is at any given time.
Yeah.
And of course the cat waits for a second, and then when there's no crazy lady with a knife just inside the door, goes plunging into the room and puttering around. And
Naomi has Arcane 2, so to spot her you are -2. 2 all dice pools. To a dice pool.
-2 to all dice pools. Let me look and see what the hell
Spotting.
Okay, I didn't take any crazy merits, so it's easy. And just to see if she spots her offhand. 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, -2 dice. Boop.
Mm-hmm. Arcane. It's awesome.
Boop. Just 1.
Nope, I got 2.
So she doesn't notice anything's awry.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what Grummelkin's stats are, so I'm not going to especially worry about it.
Yeah. So yeah, crazy old lady in the house with a cat. It's not ideal, but it's what she's got. We'll say that there is the syringe on the floor.
Well, more likely than not, Grimmeken at least will spot that and go over and plunk down next to it and just start caterwauling in the most hideous fashion until she's like, I hear you, and starts shuffling on into the room. And she'll come over and very slowly, very, very laboriously get herself down towards the floor. Oh, why is the floor so far away? Creaky old back. I'm going to, just for lulz, say that from the inside, especially with your face so close to the sheet, she can probably see through and see that it's just this hunched over old lady. At least see like an outline.
Yeah.
And she very laboriously gets down and picks up the syringe and turns it over in her hand.
There'll be a very internal shit.
And she'll kind of ponder it for a couple seconds and glance at the window. Did Naomi close it?
Yeah, she'll have turned it closed. It might have blown open though.
It very well could have. Either way, she'll kind of look accusingly towards the window and remark aloud, "Kids these days have the darndest toys." And she'll pick it up and with that in her hand, turn about and start shuffling for the door to head right back out.
This is to creep up behind you.
Oh, old lady's gonna get shanked.
And I mean, you only have 2 dice, so you can't really spot her.
I have like 3, but the chances are pretty low. Yeah, it would be contested anyways, so fuck it.
Yeah. The knife, at which point Brunhilde will feel a knife at her back. Drop it and go away and I'll leave.
And she just kind of shuffles that slight half turn.
At which point the knife is pushed slightly further in. Don't move, drop it and leave.
She'll kind of look at it. Is it a glass syringe?
It's like a plastic reusable one.
Oh, okay. And she'll just kind of look at it for a second, realize that it's not glass, because apparently that is exactly what she expected, and go, they make everything out of plastic these days. Plop.
And slowly and carefully, Naomi is going to reach around and pick up the syringe off the floor and stand back up.
Undoubtedly, Grindelwalkin is hissing and spitting and just having a fit a couple feet away.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fairly sure I have another bedroom up there. And she'll kind of tilt her head for a second. It's raining.
What do you want? Why are you inviting me to stay here?
I don't want to get stabbed in the back, young lady.
How do I know that you won't stab me when I'm asleep?
She'll kind of tap her cane a couple times against the floor and be like, "Do you really think I can sneak up on someone as twitchy as you are?"
It's not worth taking chances when people will stab you.
You seem to have a very stab-centric mindset, young lady. You know, in my day, guests didn't menace their hosts. They came for tea and dinner and, I don't know, fancy dinners. What was I saying?
Well, back in your day, did crazy old ladies stay in abandoned, like condemned houses?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And she'll kind of bring up a hand to the other side of her mouth, like she's sharing a secret over her shoulder between the two of them, and be like, "We didn't want to get carted off to the loony bin."
What, you're here because you're crazy? Makes sense.
I like the word eccentric. Don't I, Mittens? And she will, without a prompt, idly start her shuffle for the door again. Have you eaten anything? You probably haven't. Junkies never eat enough food. And she'll just start kind of distractedly going back towards the kitchen.
Naomi is very hungry. The last thing she ate was a day and a half ago and was a cold burger. So...
Oh, yep. She is welcome to follow. Grimalkin's probably still dancing around and has his tail puffed out to hell, but he's finally trotting along, preceding Brunhilde, and no doubt scolding her thoroughly for nearly getting stabbed in the back.
Yeah. And Naomi will very nervously and apprehensively follow. Skeptical, knife still outstretched. What she will also do is she will briefly defer the knife to open up a scar in her palm. And activate. Mage, what's Brunhilde's willpower?
Brunhilde's willpower is a number.
I believe
it is 5.
Okay. So she is...
She does have 1 level of arcane. I don't know what difference that makes.
It wouldn't for this, I don't think.
Okay.
So that's...
I'll take your word for it.
Surface emotions and thoughts.
Surface emotions and thoughts. Hilariously, she is completely unalarmed, which probably is a bit odd. She's not as befuddled as she looks, but at the very, very surface, it actually may seem that way. She's just idly thinking things like, "Oh, maybe I should make her a sandwich. Maybe I should make her this," and just kind of. It's just a running train of constant silly little thoughts. But all in all, she seems otherwise fairly content and yeah, just weirdly calm about the whole thing.
Right. It's only 1 success, so it doesn't last very long.
Yep. Nope. All in all, she's just a weird old lady, it seems. So she'll putter into the kitchen, and Grimalkin will run in and immediately pop off of a chair and then the wastebasket and then up onto the counter because he owns this house clearly, and just kind of follow along as she putters towards the fridge, which, while ancient and a little dilapidated, seems to work. And kind of prop her cane against the other side door and put a hand on it to keep herself up while she fuddles around in there.
Oh,
it is
sorry, I will say my apologies. When I did the magic, you can make a perception awareness roll to understand to realize that Naomi did magic.
Well, very well.
Apologies.
That's
that
fine.
May change your ensuing things.
What's the difficulty?
Standard diff, I believe.
Oh, fucking ones own my shit today.
You have no idea.
Haven't the foggiest. Nope,
Wow.
She just putters in and starts rooting around in the fridge. if Naomi glances that way, she will realize that, this is clearly old lady shopping because there's almost no pre-prepped food in there. It's all things with which to make food. Though she will begin pulling out, this and that, and very carefully leaning over to set it on the nearest countertop, probably mostly sandwich type fixings because that's the fastest and easiest. So there will be like a loaf of bread that looks like it's some sort of handmade thing. It's not some store-bought stuff. She probably got it at a farmer's market or something like that, or some sort of, some manner of market of that persuasion. And, various vegetables and meats and cheeses are being pulled out. Most of them, I mean, the meats are sliced, but most of the cheeses are in block form.
Right. Naomi will sit down, still insanely wary and holding knife, and however still slightly far away look in her eyes because she does still have a hit of heroin in the system.
Yep, Grimalkin will migrate back down the counter and sit at the end nearest the table and just kind of stare at her with his judging eyes. And Brunhilde will go about, pull out this old tea-style serving tray and pile various things on it. And, regardless of what just happened, we'll put a big old knife on there for slicing the cheese. And once she's got as much as feasibly could belong on a sandwich piled on there, she'll kind of look over and will make a point of shuffle clacking her way to the other corner of the kitchen, as it were, kind of propped in a corner where the counters meet. And I don't have 2 good hands to carry that with. Would you like to take that tray there, dear?
Slowly, carefully, pick up tray. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Hildy!
Okay.
Big, gap tooth smile. It's hideous.
Hildy. Live in an abandoned house with a black cat as a crazy cat lady.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And she'll let her migrate back to the table with the tray before she starts moving, and we'll slowly shuffle over and probably take a seat on the far side. Not even scooting close enough to the table to reach the knife on the tray or anything, just kind of settles in. And again, it's a long, laborious process for her to get down into the chair. And Grimalkin will promptly pop down and climb onto her lap and start. Essentially, you could swear to God he was whining about something. He just just making noise for the sake of making noise until he gets petted.
Why are you just here by yourself? Can't be the only person who's broken in here.
Oops, sorry.
I can't be the only person who's broken in here.
Oh, most people don't like this place. It's all, and she wiggles her big crooked fingers, it's all spooky. I have seen the neighborhood kids dare each other to touch the doorknob, though. I wait until I hear them coming up the porch and pop the door open. Scare the daylights out of them.
Right. Huh. So no junkies looking for a warm place. Places like this are great, better than a fucking warehouse.
Are they really?
Yeah, the floors are concrete. Yeah.
Young lady, I have haven't been able to think about so much as sleeping on a floor for many, many years now.
Yeah, it's shit. Don't do it. It's that simple.
I'm pretty sure if I got down on the floor, it would take me a day to get back up again. I don't think I will.
Don't you have anyone else? Any family or anything?
I've got mittens. Pet.
Don't crazy old ladies have, like, knitting circles or some shit?
Oh, I do have a nice lady I like to play bridge with. We've decided that Mother Larissa and Brunhilde play bridge together, by the by. I just told Max, I'm like, by the way, this is a fact now. I hope you like it.
Okay. Right. And other than that, you're just kind of here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Right. Lucky you.
You know, dear, that horrible plastic thing, you should really look into getting one of the nice old glass ones.
No, because people can break it and stab you in the throat.
She, like, gets owlish and thoughtful about that for a moment. She goes, well, I guess so. Why in the world are you letting people stab you in the throat?
You generally don't let people stab you in the throat. You generally try and stop them.
She again looks kind of owlish for a moment. The processing speed's pretty slow. Or at least looks that way. Well, that does make a certain amount of sense, I guess. If you like to spend your time with people who are concerned with stabbing you in the throat.
If I was here, do you think I'd have much choice in my company? Do you think I want to go to parties at the Ritz with Johnny Depp, or do you think I want to be in a haunted house in the rain?
She waggles her bushy eyebrows. I'd go to a fancy dinner with Johnny Depp.
Exactly. Instead, I'm breaking into a haunted house to shoot up in an abandoned building. I don't get much choice in company.
Well, now that's just a crying shame.
It's life.
Oh, no, all you have to do is go and move into an old abandoned house that nobody gives a damn about. Then you have a house.
What, just find an abandoned house and break in?
That's what I did.
Are they going to knock this place down, or might someone buy it off you?
Who's gonna buy this piece of shit?
I don't know. Property developer. Bulldozer. Build something else.
Oh, they can't bulldoze it as long as I'm in here.
That's fair, but they can do that thing, Eminent What's It, to clear you out.
I think I would love to see them try.
What are you going to do?
She just gives her a big crooked smile. Whatever I have to, dearie. Whatever I have to.
Set your cat on them and hit them with a stick. Give them a stern talking to.
She gives her cane a little waggle. I'll have you know I'm quite good at whacking people with my stick.
What about bulldozers?
They can't do that while I'm in here, silly.
What about lawyers with papers and stuff?
They got better things to do. Some old spooky house at the end of the street in a low-end neighborhood.
Property in New York. I hear it's really expensive. Like, where I used to sleep, they can't bulldoze because apparently the ground is poisonous. They used to keep some shit there.
Yeah. Well, the ground itself here isn't poisonous. I can make the plants a little more poisonous if I really put my mind to it. got a batch of poison ivy out back. I'm growing up real nice.
You grow poison ivy in a haunted house. You're some kind of witch wannabe or something.
I've got a cauldron too. I'm a pretty convincing one.
You've got a cauldron. What the hell do you need a cauldron for?
Comes standard with the whole witch package.
What, you dial a number on a Good Housekeeping or something? Make me a witch. Call 555 Black Cat.
That's too many numbers. Even I know that.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Well, I don't know about witch numbers. However, Naomi is going to once again start playing with the palm of her hand. The scar on the palm of her hand. And will visibly wince.
I was going to say, didn't she just cut it open a bit ago?
Yeah, she's going to start sticking her finger in.
She'll kind of look at that for a moment, blink, and finally say, "You know, dear, you're bleeding."
And that's prime sight.
All right, what does that show you?
That shows you your quintessence.
Oh, her quintessence is 2.
Basically, like, you don't get a hard number, but you can see that someone has basically any active magical effects and like the amount of quintessence someone has on them. And what's most important, you can see that you have an inhuman amount of quintessence.
Oh, she definitely has more quintessence than your average bear. Would that show you things like nodes and whatnot?
It would show you a node, yes.
Then, yeah. Surprise. It's a very valuable haunted house. It's not a big one, but it's there.
You're a Harry Potter.
What?
Of course you're a Harry Potter. Of course you're a fucking Harry Potter.
What's that, dear?
I know why you're here, and I know what... Fuck, I know what you... You're actually a fucking witch.
She does the big, like, crooked-toothed grin again. Of course I am!
What, of course you are? Is every single fucking person in this city some kind of Harry Potter wizard?
Well, I wouldn't know about all that. There's a lot of people in New York, you know. That would be a lot.
Yeah.
You'd have Cthulhu freaking slithering out of the sky or something. That many mages in one place. That's just silly.
Fair enough, but they seem to fucking pop up. They never fucking know each other.
I didn't pop up. You popped up, young lady.
Right, whatever. And you've got a thing. It's a powerful house.
Of course it is. Why do you think there's so many ghosts in here? Silly girl.
I wouldn't even know. And anyway, what, do you expect every single... What? Fucking ghosts, of course ghosts are real. Why am I even surprised? Werewolves are real, vampires are real, fucking fairies are real, of course fucking ghosts are real.
Of course they are.
Right, yeah, of course. Why? Fucking Jabberwocky probably is as well. I don't know.
Oh, probably.
So what's your deal? I've never even heard of you.
Of course you haven't. I wouldn't be doing a very good job if you'd heard of me.
Well, no, because I've heard of others. You hear about, like, Tommy and Edwin and freaking Alaric and Ken and all these others.
Is one of them that's slightly daft, but debatably... Well, I suppose he's attractive for young men nowadays. It doesn't seem to have much between the ears, though.
Conrad. Pretty guy. Asshole.
You know, I wasn't going to go that far, but now that you mention it...
He's a fucking asshole. Yeah, how have you've met Conrad? Wow, I actually feel sorry for you.
That's when I picked up Randy over there, and she'll gesture over to where there's a small pot on the windowsill, probably next to the kitchen table, with a little plant in it.
He gave you a plant.
Oh no! Land's sakes, no, Grim. Mittens took it for me.
Okay, you stole something of Conrad. That I can appreciate.
Oh yes, had Mittens go on up into that silly apartment or what have you, and then that silly young fella done brought him back down for me. Daft little thing, bless his heart.
No, he's an asshole.
Well, no, you have to say bless his little heart after when you say something mean. It makes it all right.
Why do I need to make it all right?
She just kind of heaves a shrug.
It won't matter when we're all dead anyway, so... Just a matter of time. It's all a matter of perspective.
I don't know about you, young lady, but I don't have any intention of dying anytime soon. Waggles her finger. Her horrible, like, arthritic finger.
No, I'm going to look at the finger and put the knife back on the table. We generally don't have a choice. That's kind of the point.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do.
No. How would you have a choice? Everyone dies. The universe dies. We all rot. This house will fall down.
Oh, not while I'm in it, it won't.
And how long are you going to stay around then?
Oh, a good long time. I have given this house a very good talking to.
Talked to the house.
Of course.
In fairness, I've seen Violet do weird shit. Right. So you talk to houses.
And my cat.
Yeah, I could see that. And you think you're going to live forever?
Oh, as long as I feel like it, dear.
Right. You clearly are fucking mad.
You know, people never ask questions of crazy ladies. They don't expect to get much of an answer.
I know people who give less answers than you. Your answers are just fucking weird. So what, you use magic to make yourself immortal?
Oh, I could use it to make myself young if I really felt the need.
Naomi kind of closes her eyes and shakes her head at that. Like, you just said something that just makes no fucking sense. What? Just put off dying because it doesn't look fun?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the whole living thing. I think I'll keep at it for a while.
So do mages just never die if they don't want to? That's insane. That's impossible.
Oh, nothing's impossible when you got a little hocus pocus.
I mean, Yeah, so you're like Edwin then, some kind of super powerful, wise and enlightened being. She laces it with even more sarcasm than I do.
She actually like starts cackling. She finds it decidedly funny. And I don't think I can mimic the cackle, so I'm not going to try. But yeah, it's like this is like straight up sounds like a sound clip from some horrible movie. It's just the ultimate witch cackle. It's just uncanny.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So yeah.
You know, dear, you're still bleeding.
Hmm.
Can't make the sandwich taste any better.
That's worse.
Of course there's worse. There's always something worse.
Yeah. What can I say? My hand bleeds. It helps me out. We suffer. Makes us stronger. Or at least we suffer because we have to.
You're one of those cutters, aren't you?
What the fuck do you mean by that?
I don't know. The young folks these days cutting themselves for their jollies.
Don't cut myself my fucking jollies.
Now, dear, there's no need for language like that.
At this point, she will stand up and knock the table back. Who are you, my fucking mother?
Oh, no, just trying to figure out why you like having big old gashes in your hand.
What's that do about fucking liking it? The fuck?
But wouldn't you rather bandage it up then?
I don't give a shit. What the fuck is your problem? Why? Offer me a room. The fuck do you want to help me? He starts backing out of the room.
Well, I suppose it's better than sleeping out in the rain or on the floor.
No. I don't know what the fuck your game is. Fuck this.
She's just remained perfectly calm in her chair. Thankfully, she was set a bit away from the table, so it didn't like bump her or anything when she shoved herself up.
You're fucking crazy. I don't need. Fuck you.
Yeah, I hear that more and more often. Taps her chin idly.
Yeah, well. Maybe there's a reason. And, Naomi will start to back out of the room.
Oh, even if Brunhilde tried to get up, by time she was on her feet, you know, Naomi would be down the hall. So she's not bothering. She's just sitting there looking perfectly calm. Got a hand on the top of her cane just to keep it upright. Other one's petting the cat.
Naomi will end up by running out of the room and jumping back through the window into the rain and running like hell from this lady.
You know, Grimokin, she could have used the front door.
And she will find somewhere else to sleep in the rain. And with that, I think it's probably best to end our scene.
Probably.
Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, anyone for watching. We'll see you again on Crazy People Meeting in Haunted Houses.